Okay, number 5, I have a right circular cone. In the figure below, it has a diameter of 16 and a slant height of 17, and our picture is marked for us. What is the exact volume of the right circular cone below? For volume, we know we do 1/3 pi r squared times the height. Now, where did I get this pi r squared from? This part in here is our big B, because on our formula sheet, it says volume is 1/3 big B times H. Big B stands for area of the base, and our base is a circle. So the area of a circle is pi r squared. Okay, so that's how I filled those pieces in. I don't have a radius, I have a diameter. A radius goes from the center out to the edge, so it's half of the diameter. So I know my radius is 8. So that's the first thing that I know I can fill in. My height is not given to me. I have a slant height. A height goes down the center of the cone and makes a right angle. So what we have here is a right triangle. Okay, when we have a right triangle, we can find our missing side using Pythagorean theorem. 17 is going to be our C. It's our hypotenuse because it's across from the right angle. So I'm going to say 8 squared plus h squared equals 17 squared. Because this is my Pythagorean theorem where I say a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 8 squared is 64. 17 squared is 289, I think. Let me double check real quick. Yes. And then I want to subtract 64 from both sides, so I get 225. And then square root, and I get h is 15. So now I figured out my height. I can fill my height in the formula. So now take care of order of operations. Order of operations tells me do anything that's inside parentheses first. There's nothing inside my parentheses. Then take care of my exponents. So that makes 8 squared, 64. Then I can take care of my multiplication. I'm going to have to multiply all these things. When it says this word exact, that means leave pi alone. Just leave it there. Don't type it in your calculator. So we are going to type 1/3 times 64 times 15. And I get 320. I leave the pi there. I don't type it in my calculator because it said exact. We are doing volume. So volume means units cubed. Okay, number 6, a clump of metal in the shape of a perfect sphere was found during an excavation. The diameter of this sphere is 6 centimeters, and its mass is, and they give us a mass. The table below includes metals that the clump could possibly be. Calculate the density of the sphere. Use the table below to identify the metal. So we need to know that density is mass over volume. Okay, we know the mass, it's right here. So we know M. We don't know V, we have to figure it out. So according to our reference sheet, a sphere has a volume of 4/3 pi r cubed. I don't know r. If diameter is 6, radius is half of that. So now I know my radius is 3. 4/3 pi times 3 to the 3rd power. It says to use 3.14 for pi. I'm not going to do that yet because I want to try to simplify if I can first. So I'm going to type 4/3 times 27 and I get 36. Now I'm going to type the 3.14 for pi. I always want to save that for the last step if possible. So I have 113.04, and this was in centimeters. So centimeters cubed. If I'm trying to find my density, density is mass, which is 61.0416, divided by volume. And I'm going to type that in my calculator, 61.0416 divided by 113.04, and I get 0.54. So it matches to lithium. Number 7, a water cooler in the shape of a right circular cylinder with a diameter of 1 foot and a height of 2.1 feet is shown below. If 1 foot cubed is approximately 7.5 gallons, how many gallons of water are in the cooler when it's full? So if I'm talking about filling this up, I'm talking about volume. Volume on your reference sheet is going to say big B times H. The big B, this part, is the base. It's a circle. So I have to fill that in with pi r squared because that's the formula for area of a circle. I need my r. If my diameter is 1.2, my radius is going to be 0.6. My height's given to me. So pi 0.6 squared and 2.1. I want to do everything I can first, so I take care of my exponents. And then I'm going to take care of my multiplication. And I get 0.756 pi. It tells me to use 3.14 for pi, so this is my step where I'm going to multiply. And I've got 2.37384 in my calculator. It says round my answer to the nearest tenth. So if I'm rounding to the nearest tenth, I'm going to round to 2.4. It says each cubed foot is approximately 7.5 gallons. So I'm going to multiply my answer times 7.5. And I get that it rounds to 18. Number 8, a right square pyramid with a base edge of 7, which is here, and a slant height of 9, which is here. What is the total surface area in square centimeters of the right square pyramid? So when I look at a pyramid, I want to look at my surface area formula. Surface area says area of the base, which is the big B, plus half P. Okay, so it also says I could use big B plus 1/2 PL, which means slant height. They mean the same thing, right? This stands for slant height and this stands for slant height. This P is perimeter of the base. So when I'm doing perimeter, every side is 7 because it said it was a square pyramid. So I know my perimeter is 28. The big B is area of the base. How do I find the area of a square? I multiply length times width. So the area of the square is 49. 7 times 7. So I'm going to plug that in. 49 plus 1/2 of 28 times 9. 9 was given to us as my slant height. I got to do all my multiplication before I can do any addition. So I'm going to do 1/2 times 28 times 9. And I get 126. Then add the 49 and I get 175. This is an area, so centimeters squared. All right, and I'll stop the video here and make a new one for the next page.